Hello, and welcome to Today in History for February 19th. I'm Michael Powell. Today's episode is rather special for me because on February 19th of 1945, the U.S. Marines invaded Iwo Jima. Operation Detachment, the U.S. Marines' invasion of Iwo Jima, was launched. Iwo Jima was a barren Pacific island guarded by Japanese artillery. But to American military minds, it was a prime real estate on which to build airfields to launch bombing raids against Japan, which was only 660 miles away. The Americans began applying pressure to the Japanese defense on the island in February of 1944, when B-24 and B-25 bombers raided the island for 74 days. It was the longest pre-invasion bombardment of the war, necessary because of the extent to which the Japanese, 21,000 strong, fortified the island above and below ground, including a network of caves. Underwater demolition teams, or frogmen, were dispatched by the Americans just before the actual invasion. When the Japanese fired on the frogmen, they gave away many of their secret gun positions. The amphibious landings of the Marines began on the morning of February 19th, as the Secretary of the Navy, James Forrestal, accompanied by journalists, surveyed the scene from a command ship offshore. As the Marines made their way onto the island, 7 Japanese battalions opened fire on them. By evening, more than 550 Marines were dead, and more than 1,800 were wounded. The capture of Mount Suribachi, the highest point on the island and bastion of the Japanese defense, took 4 more days and many more casualties. When the American flag was finally raised on Iwo Jima, the memorable image was captured in a famous photograph that later won a Pulitzer Prize. As a U.S. Marine myself, this day meant quite a bit to me. For today, I'm Michael Powell. Join me again tomorrow, please, and see what that day brings. Till then, YouTube will decide